What's up, everybody? Welcome back, FSN 2025. It is week number 5. We are getting into the trenches of the season. Now, before we take a look at our standings, let's bring up this week's game of the week, where we have Shit Kickers versus America, both in first place in their respective divisions. Cody is at the head of a 5-way tie and could potentially take control of his division with a win this week. Wow, Ryan has been on top all year, but you can see the cracks forming in his team. He will be forced to start Geno Smith this week after Lamar got listed as out earlier in the week. Cody got off to an early lead with a 32-point performance out of Kyren Williams. And as an unbiased member of the journalistic pool, I would just like to say, fuck him up, Cody. Now, let's jump over and take a look at our standings, starting in black and blue. On the black side of things, you have Running Late sitting undefeated still at 4-0. Behind him, Funk and Groovins and Nose Foam both at 3-1. Pimpsov's 2-2. Behind him, Powder at 1-3, and Miller Time coming in at 0-4. On the blue side of things, you have a tie for first place, Polk High and Show Me Your TDs both at 3-1. Black Dongs Matter, Colonel Angus tied at 2-2. Slangin' Ass Ninjas 1-3, and Schlockhawk pulling up the rear at 0-4. Now, jumping over to Beggars side of things. Starting with the Beggars, you got a 5-way tie for first place between America, Knuckles Deep, Swollen, Running Late, and the Panty Raiders, all at 2-2. Scissor Me Timbers, the lone last place team at 1-3. Then in the Bitches division, Shit Kickers and Potentaries tied for first at 3-1. Belligerents, Doc Fuzz, and Dick Insider behind them at 2-2 each. And Chum Bay in last place at 1-3. In fantasy football, we all know it's about making the right moves. And we here at FSN would like to acknowledge some of those moves. So we have narrowed it down to 2 nominees, Doc Fuzz and Swollen, for our award, Smooth Moves. Our first nominee, Dale. In Beggars, with the 10th overall pick, he chose Devontae Smith. Week 1, Smith put up 4 points and Jaden Reed would have been the much better play. Week 2, he saw a slight uptick, scoring 9 fantasy points, but still disappointing in a PPR league. Week 3, Dale had had enough and benched Smith. Of course, Smith scored his first TD that week along with 8 catches for 60 yards. Thinking it was his breakout week, Dale plugged him back in week 4. Smith tied his season low 4 points. And on top of all of that, after Mahomes had a rough week 3, Dale plugged in Caleb Williams, fresh from the waiver wire. Williams only managed 17 points, while Mahomes racked up 34. Dale could have taken the easy win with his best lineup. And our other nominee, Doc Fuzz. With his second-round pick, Jeff selected Philadelphia receiver A.J. Brown. Week 1, Brown put up 1 single point. Not to be deterred, Jeff kept his second-round pick in his lineup, accruing only 7 points in Week 2. Prior to Week 3, Jeff was a guest on this very show. After I grilled him on his decision to stick with Brown, Jeff immediately caved to the pressure and benched Brown, who had a season-high 22 points that week. Angry and embarrassed, Jeff put AJ back in his lineup, only to see Brown return to form with 2 points. And the winner of the Smooth Move Award is Doc Fuzz for caving to the pressure of the hard-hitting questions brought forth by FSN. Okay, congratulations to you, Jeff. This week on FSN, we asked our very own commissioner, Brad, to come on and answer some questions for us. So let's go over and take a look at that interview on Put the Screws to Ya. All right, everybody, welcome Brad to the show, back-to-back Beggars and Bitches champion and our commissioner for both Black and Blue and Beggars and Bitches. Brad, welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having me, Joel.
Yeah, you bet. I guess we'll just start by, how you've been commissioner for quite a few years now, right?
Yep, absolutely.
So how did it feel taking over the leagues from the best commissioner fantasy football has ever known? And you're welcome.
Yeah, Yeah, absolutely. At best we've ever known. I would say it was easy. I think the difficulty was overstated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
No. It's watching a bunch of children. Let's be honest.
I can agree with that. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, in your very Brad administration, rule enforcement is down. Would you say you've lost control?
I mean, some of this gacho journalism. Look. I'm dealing with certain players. You got the Jeff Owens, the Jeff Brays. It takes its toll. But I think I'm doing an excellent job, regardless of what the other side might say.
Okay. How many times has your administration blocked lottery draft? Owners would like to know.
Look, we leave it to the people. Unlike other commissioners that.
So you're telling me those votes weren't rigged? Those were not rigged votes.
Look, we counted it twice. We had a recount. We waited until Fred got there this year, and it was close, but I voted no.
Well, we may have some proof on the corruption there coming out any day now.
All right. I'd like to see the so-called...
Speaking of that, rumor has it you are one of the most corrupt commissioners ever. With your suspicious back-to-back championships, do you have anything to say on those accusations? Unlike my very legitimate back-to-back championships.
Look, the story of this league right now. I saw your interview with Jeff. a couple weeks ago. The story of this league is
hard-hitting journalism right there.
No, haves and have-nots. Jeff and I have back-to-back champions. The rest of you, have not.
I actually do have back-to-back championships, and unlike yours, they were legitimate.
We're not talking about ancient history. We won World War II, but we're not talking about that. Come on.
I actually won both leagues the same year and back-to-back the next year and won.
I'll have to see.
I don't think anyone's done that, so, just throw that out there. So are the accusations true that you conspired to change the number of IR weeks?
There's no rules against the commissioner forming his own rules.
You wouldn't say it's unethical.
No, absolutely not.
Okay.
Absolutely not. In fact, I believe there's previous commissioners that proposed their own rules. You might know something about that, huh?
No, I would not. No, I don't recall. Okay, before we go on here, we're going to take a moment out and we're going to watch a submission from one of your owners airing a few grievances. So,
great. Awesome. Okay.
If you want to bring up the video on your screen there, we'll go ahead and play it. Pimp Sal's owner, Chad here.
Pimp Sav's here. First off, I want to start off by saying, why does FSN always want to interview me on a Sunday morning? Don't you guys know I have a team to manage? Next, that Joel commentator always getting my team name mixed up or mispronounced. It's Pimp Savs, not the Pimp Solves, Joel. Now, onto the reason you wanted me to interview me. The fucking kickers. They score way too fucking much. 9 points for a 50-yarder and 12 for a 60? What the fuck? I can kick that with my goddamn left foot nowadays. But let me tell you why I want to change the rules. I printed off a few stats earlier today. A couple years ago, Powder. He had Nick Folk. Played for the Jets. You might see, I think he still does. The Jets scored 19 points in that game. Guess how many points he had? 30-1. Last year, Black Dongs Matter. His kicker dropped 26 in the playoffs against me. I lost by 4 fucking points. And this year, Aubrey, kicker. Dallas scored 40. Guess how much the kicker got in points? 4 field goals, 4 extra points, 38. And I lost by 1. I've been complaining to the commissioner about it for 3 fucking years. And that piece of shit said, put it on the messenger board. Put it on the messenger board. And I fucking was like, Commissioner, no one reads that motherfucking message board anymore. So all I gotta say is, I gotta go. I'm pissed off. I gotta go manage my team. Have a good Sunday fun day. Pimp Sads out.
All right.
All right.
So, response to that.
Look, there's a process for a reason. We've had rules meetings that have dragged on forever. Put it on the message board, Chad. It's pretty easy. I read it. That said, screw you, buddy. Pick a better kicker. Cameron Dicker, that's who I have, both leagues. Best kicker, most accurate kicker in NFL history. You got to do what you got to do. That said, Chad, hey, I hear you. I think kickers are scoring a lot of points now. If we want to change the rules in black and blue, I'm all for that. Buddy, it's a vote. You don't just get a bitch and put it on the group chat. Put it in the message board, and we'll vote on it next year. Democracy, people.
Well, that sounds like a whole lot of bureaucracy without any real answers, so we'll go ahead and call that an interview for this week.
Gotcha journalism.
Gotcha.
Well, hey, I just asked the tough questions. It's up to you to give the answers, so. All right, well, thanks for being on the show this week. Yeah, we'll see. Thanks for being on the show, Brad.
Absolutely.
All right. Yep, see ya.
Okay, look here, Pimple Solved. You're over there all hopped up on Zen and Coors Light watching porn in Red Zone. That's masturbation, not team management. It's probably why you're 2-2 and have to chug a fucking beer every week. I'm about to whoop your ass. And that's our show for this week. Before we go, we will bring up the betting board. Well, you will see Jeff paying off his bet to Chad from last week. If you would like to be featured on the betting board next week, throw your bets up in the group chat, and I'll make sure you get on here. Thanks for watching our show, and as always, good luck, losers.